As I wrap up my MUE 16 reading with our final unit, I took the liberty to not only deliver the reading content, but to include my experience with music performance, learning, and personality traits and social context. About 12 years ago, I transitioned from clarinet to guitar so that I could be more social as I played with others. I wanted to sing and play at the same time. I also wanted to return to my first love of percussion and guitar, which I had abandoned due to the Puerto Rican tradition of roles which women play. Women sing and dance, men drum, sing, and play guitar. I had no idea how much practice singing and playing guitar at the same time would take. Several studies mapped how small muscle movements during a performance activate certain parts of the brain. To change fingering along a woodwind instrument or frets on a guitar requires that the right motor cortex communicates with those fingers to lift them up from its original location to the new one. Instructors teach students to practice a guitar riff or sequences of notes to build muscle memory. Like the Olympic gymnast Simone Biles, practicing a perfect landing, the music student is perfecting their eye and hand coordination with their small muscles to land that perfect landing on those keys or strings. Although not a learning theory, psychoanalysis is connected to cognitive psychology, but not music per se. Music didn't play much of a role in Freud's work. Music seemed to be utilized as a therapeutic tool more than for psychoanalysis. Growing up in the 60s, I recall behavioral psychology was taught in our primary school. I remember Pavlov's classic conditioning example of training a dog by the use of tones. Unfortunately, it is still used in animal training today. Classic conditioning later evolved to the four concepts of operant conditioning: positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. Both types of conditioning derive as a result of reward or consequence. Another learning approach is called the cognitive approach. It is one of the theories I'm paying close attention to while designing a conflict transformation through music program. Maslow's hierarchy of human needs is the foundation of human rights and conflict transformation. In peace work, we also include cultural identity as a human need, basic human need. Maslow believed that music was a valuable tool towards self-actualization. More recent theories include music as critical to self-identity. Music learning can also be more holistic to not only include proficiency in performance and expression, but also how one can use music as a tool for self-discovery, and if I may go further, inner healing, which is not covered in our text. From a performance perspective, if a performer's individual goal is to achieve a positive musical experience, such as making friends or having fun, then they should develop their musical learning experience around those goals rather than compete their way to first chair. An exciting field of study is the link between music and developmental psychology, especially in the pediatric brain development. A child can begin their musical journey in utero, hearing sounds and music. As they develop, children distinguish pitch, learn to keep rhythm, recite songs, thus setting them up for a lifetime of music appreciation or performance. Finally, music learning theory argues that the best way to learn music is to train our ears. Developed by Edwin Gordon, there are three features to his theory: discrimination learning, inference learning, which nurtures listening, and developing one's ear for music.